Hey, hope you're all doing well. Today, I'm going to show you guys how easy it is to set up your Beatbuddy with the new Ed Sheeran Looper X. It works a real treat. You've got two options. You can have the Beatbuddy being the boss or the Looper being the boss. So I've not altered my Beatbuddy from the way I normally use it with my RC300, and it's absolutely fine. On the Looper side of things, all you need to do is come into the global settings, press MIDI, and turn on either the MIDI clock receive or the MIDI clock send. Now I've got send on because I'm going to show you what it looks like having the Looper in charge first. So down the bottom corner here, you can see you've got the BPM 105. You can press that and adjust. Now you could assign a separate button to be a tap tempo, but if you simply double tap the function button, that is now in tap tempo mode. So let's loop something here, give you an example. Now I have found with the first loop that you do need to be pretty spot on when you close the loop. So it's not like an RC300 where you've got 1, 2, 3, 4 and then it will automatically figure out the bar length. It only syncs to the closest down beat, which is kind of frustrating, but as long as you get it right, then the rest of the tracks are going to stay in sync. You probably saw there that it all just worked and it went into overdub mode, and that was fine. So that, of course, was multi-mode. In sync mode, it might be a little bit different. Let's try something. So the bass, let's make it half the length. Let's go double the length. When you're doing things this way, you can still mute all the tracks. So for example, here, they're all muted and the drum beat is still going. So if I go boom, ba, boom, boom, then they all come back totally fine. Nice. Now, in song mode, the only thing I don't like about this, let me just loop up something real quick. Cool, so I've just got two separate sections there. I've got the song When I Come Around by Green Day. On track 1 is the main riff, and on track 2 is the chorus. The only thing I don't like here is if you press play, it doesn't wait. It just comes in when you press play. So you have to be pretty on the ball there. I really like on the RC300 that you can assign tracks to start at the end of the loop of the other track. That just makes so much more sense. So you can trigger it and then just forget about it and it will change for you. You don't have to be on the ball. Imagine, old mate with his beer comes over, or, that girl looks pretty good over there and you're checking her out. You forget to change to the chorus. What are you going to do? You loop it. I know. But, that's one thing I'd love to see introduced later down the track. In band mode, track 1's going to be the main thing and the other 3 are going to come in and out, and they react the same way as song mode. They come in when you press them. I don't like that. Please fix it. So you may have noticed when I've pressed start here on the looper, just like other loop stations, it triggers the Beatbuddy to start for me. When I press stop, it stops for me as well. Now, I really like that feature. I think that's fantastic. If you do it the other way around and have the Beatbuddy in charge, it's going to swap. Let's have a look at that. Now, before I do this, actually, if we come into MIDI, you can see here, MIDI clock receive is not available in song and free mode. So which means you can only do it in multi or sync mode. The external drum beat is the band. So that band track is kind of unnecessary. I guess that's kind of the point there. So MIDI clock receive, you just need to turn that on and that's it. Now, the MIDI clock is being received from the Beatbuddy. Now the BPM has gone yellow to indicate that it is receiving a clock from an external source. I don't have a tap tempo set up, so essentially I'm just going to turn this one here. That's now at 80, and that's now responded accordingly, and it's gone down to 80. Let's loop a song up, hey? Tempo on the Beatbuddy is 100, that is exactly at 100 on the loop station. Now as soon as I press play on the Beatbuddy, it triggers the record of the track. You would have noticed that as I pressed stop, which is a double tap on the Beatbuddy, everything here stopped. You do get the drum fill on the outro there, so that's one handy thing. Let's play everything together now. If I press stop on the looper, the Beatbuddy is still going. One cool thing here is that the looper does wait for the appropriate end of the bar to come in before it starts that looping again. So if we press play, stop, if I just come in randomly on 2, 3, 4, nice. So I do like that feature. Of course, you can still mute all the tracks. Let's do that. Everything's muted. Fantastic. Bring them back in. And stop. Wonderful. The only thing here that I'm not real fond of is on the first loop, it doesn't go into overdub mode and it doesn't give you the option. Obviously, in multi-mode, the tracks are set to a specific length, so it just keeps looping, so it does go into overdub mode on the other tracks, but the first one does not. I don't like that because I'm not really that tight with the changes when it's cut off. So I like it to spill over just a little bit so it sort of masks the crappy playing. And if you have a look here, in general, in the global settings, pedal logic, this feature is not available while MIDI clock receive is on. It's interesting that they chose to do that, but whatever. So it works exactly the same in sync mode. Let's do something else. So there, if I close the loop in sync mode, it does go back to play, doesn't go to overdub mode. Now, the only way you can get around that is if you go into your global settings and you preset the length of each loop, say 4 bars, and then it would go back into overdub mode and you can keep going through the loop that way. Another thing to keep in mind here, let's just loop this next layer real quick. If you mute all your tracks and you then press stop on the looper, when you press play, they don't unmute. You have to unmute them. That feature, I'd love to see that an option to turn that off so that you can all stop and brings all of the audio back, turns them back on, unmutes them. It's not there. You need to do a bit of tap dancing in that sense. You can easily figure that out and get the performance down pat, but at the moment there's no way that I can find to do that without the tap dancing. So that's about it for the Beatbuddy. As you can see, those are the two ways that it works together, and they work fantastic. Now, one thing that I don't particularly like in the Looper X is that you have to go down to the pedal in order to cycle through all the songs in the folders that you've saved. On my other setup, on my iPad, I select the song and it sends a message to the Looper and to the Beatbuddy, and it pulls up the correct patch and the correct song that I want at that time. In this situation, I can't find how to do it. If you know how to do it, I'd love to know, but I can't figure it out. So what I'd need to do is I'd pick the song on the iPad, the Beatbuddy would load the song, but I'd still have to go down to the Looper and find that particular song in there as well. So there's an extra level of searching around in that sense, and that doesn't keep the flow in a live situation. So that's it for today. For the record, the Looper Plus does not work the same way with the Beatbuddy as the Looper X. It does work, but it's way more limited and does not work this way. If you want to see what I'm talking about, check this video out. It'll show you what I mean. All of the sounds I've used today is the Headrush pedal board. If you do like these sounds, I've got a gig pack available here that you can purchase. Big thank you again to Belfield Music for letting me hold on to this for longer than I should have. You can purchase through their store and get a discount using this code for a limited time. If you're looking for one, shop through Belfield Music. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. I will see you next time.